Good evening. I'm back. I know it's been a while, but I'm back. Took a short vacation, visited my sister, and enjoyed it. But I'm ready to be home. That happens after hanging out with when you're single, living with two cats, and then you spend a week with your sister, her husband, and their six kids, between 3 and 14. I'm ready to be back. Yes, this is my front, but I have returned. Thank you, Sprockman. um, but yeah, as you can see, I'm actually hauling out RetroArch tonight. I don't do this very often. I usually like to do pure hardware, but as far as I'm aware, no one's figured out a way to do retro achievements on pure hardware yet. So I wanted to do some retro achievements this week, and I'm going to play a couple of Sega Master System games and chase the Chivos. But before we get started, we're going to go with another ch sound and have some cheer wine to kick off my... Well, it's not really craft sodas this week. This is an old soda. It's very well known. It's been around since 1917. Yeah, I know. I didn't really get into it until like last year myself when I got a Power Base Mini. And it's a little thing about the size of a Genesis cartridge you can slot into a Genesis and slot a Sega Master System cartridge in top of it and play Sega Master System games. So I've been enjoying it. I played through Zillion from beginning to end as I think it was my 50 follower or 50 follower celebration on Twitch. But it's a nice little system. I think if Nintendo hadn't been playing such hardball, they would have had a better shake at things. It's a lot more popular in the like obviously in Brazil and in the UK. It actually outsold the NES in Europe. Didn't do so well here. And because the United States market has basically been the biggest classically for video games, that's why it's kind of viewed as a failure. But man, they were still making Master Systems and games for it in Brazil, like up until around 2000. Yeah. So, as I've been rebuilding my retro collection, I made sure to focus on the Sega Master System, and I've got a pretty decent collection of them now. Okay, so the Cheerwine, I'm told, is very similar to Dr. Pepper. And what they had done back in the day is because there was some sort of rule against putting sugar in beverages back in 1917 when they started. So instead of putting straight up sugar in them, they put cherry juice in it. So it would have like a cherry flavor. I can definitely taste the cherry. It tastes a little bit more cherry-y than Dr. Pepper, but it basically tastes like cherry Dr. Pepper. It's really tasty. I like this. And if you are interested in which craft sodas I've drunk so far and which I've got in the fridge, that's the list right there. And I haven't had Mr. Pibb in a while. But you can also use our channel points, which are vertices, to select which soda that's in my fridge that I'll drink on my next stream. So that's always fun too. So far, DOS Nerd has done that a couple of times. Oh, I'm sure I could find it in Milwaukee. Um, and actually, this and a bunch of the other sodas that I got when I was visiting the Twin Cities last week. And I went to the Blue Sun Soda Shop. And it's a large store, probably about the size of a the shop floor is about the size of a GameStop, maybe a little bit more, full of soda, all kinds of different sodas. It says that they're the largest soda shop in the world. I don't have any other way of verifying this, but I wouldn't be surprised. They even bottle some of their own brands there. One of them is one that I've sampled on the stream, WT Heck. They're the ones that made that waffles and syrup soda. I've got another flavor in the fridge. So I've definitely got ways of finding interesting and rare sodas. And actually, that reminds me. I was talking to them about the spaghetti flavored soda I tried a couple weeks back, and I did not like it. It tasted really like medicinal to me. And the lady at the counter said that it's designed to be a sweeter sauce, and I'm not a fan of sweet sauce. And that she actually uses it to caramelize when she's making actual spaghetti. So it was kind of an interesting conversation, learning a little bit more about the idea behind that bit of soda. I'm still not going to drink it again, but it was kind of an interesting idea. Oh, they have blue cheese and what was the other flavor I was avoiding? At another store I went to, they had bacon flavored soda, which I might try, but they also had ranch flavored dressing, or ranch dressing flavored soda, which I'm not going to try. But this WT Heck brand, they also made a waffles and syrup flavored soda, which was actually pretty good. Bacon ranch, maybe? All right, so let's go ahead and get started on the gaming. I think tonight I'm going to start with Alex Kidd in Miracle World. It's a perennial Master System classic. And it's halting a little bit. I've found that happens for the first couple of seconds when I'm using my Steam link for RetroArch. But all I need to do is wait for it to kind of catch up, and then I can reset it, and we're all good. But it also has that cursor in the corner. Go. Go away. Thank you. Is it gonna actually catch up here? I mean, in all my tests, this worked fine after a few seconds. I'm gonna close the content here. And maybe I should switch to a different core. Well, I'll see if this works first. Some of the later ones, yes. It did. Okay, now I think we're good. The one thing that I've really been avoiding this game for is the boss battles are basically... there we go. The boss battles are literally rock, paper, scissors. It's not skill or anything, it's just luck as to whether you're going to whether you're going to win or not. Woohoo! Okay. Come on, get him. There we go. Surprised I haven't gotten a retro achievement for that. But... no, it disappeared. Ooh, this sucks. Okay, can I get up there? Good. Alright. What? Did I just get insta-killed by that? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. That was stupid. Oh, I see a skull on that block now. Ah. Well, yeah, but I got insta-killed by something that was hiding in a treasure block. I mean, at least it... Okay, I can't jump on top of things. That was actually experimental. Ooh, this is going to be a long night. Alright, let's see here. I mean, this is the first time I've really sat down and played this game, so... What do we got? Okay. Beep, 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 beep. Okay. Let's get all the stuff. Okay. So then we have to pause. See, now this is something that's kind of nice about the emulation. The pause button was actually on the console for the Master System. But here it's just mapped to the, well, on my DualShock 4, it's the options button. Oh, that was a question mark block. It wasn't a skull block, so... No, you don't. Can I scroll you off the map? Yes, I can. Okay. Alright, I can't do that. I'm not even going to risk touching that. No. Whew. There we go. I know, I know. Well, it's kind of funny because I don't know if you've ever played any of the PS2 remasters on the PS4, but they don't even use the options button to simulate pause. They use the left and right halves of the touchpad. So you actually end up... not even using the options button as the start button. Oh, okay. Well, I can't jump out of the water. Alright. That was pretty fluid, if you'll pardon me. I mean, just like that, we're in a water area. What's funny is two of the games that were the hardest ones to emulate were some of the first ones that they actually released as PS2 classics on the PS4. Ah, dang it. I wasn't sure if that was going to work. Wild Arms 3 and Fantavision. Dang it. Oh, I don't die. But I did die because he blew bubbles at me. I'll show you. Or I won't. Yep, that's basically how I felt about the Xbox One, to be perfectly honest. Oh, gotcha. Okay. But yeah, the only reason I have an Xbox One is because it was basically given to me for free. I just had to buy my own controller and power adapter. Alright, let's go ahead and equip that ring. There we go. Are you just basically a lot more into PC gaming, or is there some other philosophical reason behind it? Nope, can't scooch under there. Because, I mean, as much as I love retro games, I also love my PS4. Ha, gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna pause and take another sip. I do kind of miss the cross-media bar of the PS3. I will give you that. I can't really say that would be enough to turn me off completely, though. And I would say that they did offer a fair benefit above it. Just not graphically. Like, they did better at higher resolutions. Come on, there we go. Oh, that's right, I can't shoot in this... in the water. But, honestly, I think we've seen a lot of really fantastic games on the PS4, at least. I don't have as much experience with the Xbox. That just would not have been possible on the PS3 and Xbox 360. Oh, I keep forgetting about those stupid bubbles. And I can't kill that frog. Is this game over already? Yep. I think part of the problem right now is that we're kind of running up pretty hard against Moore's Law. Processor technology hasn't changed very much in the past, I want to say, decade? Maybe even more? There needs to be some sort of quantum leap of... Oh, I just caught the tip of his tail. There needs to be some sort of quantum leap in processor and or memory technology. Yeah, well, at least we've got Google Stadia now to show us how lucky we are that we only have to... with PS Plus and Xbox Gold. I wasn't too happy about that either, but I mean, it just ends up being like $5 a month. So I guess for me, all of the negatives, sure, I recognize them. I'm not ignoring them at all. But they just weren't enough to keep me from, you know, getting into the games that were appealing to me. Well, I think the next generation is going to have another, like, technical achievement for the most part. I doubt things are going to be looking very much better at all in the future. I mean, just in general, I think things are looking as good as they're ever going to get. But I think one of the main things that is kind of going forward is ray tracing, which is a little bit too subtle for a lot of people to really appreciate. Why, thank you, Sharp Cheddar. I appreciate that. Yes, I do like playing random retro. Yeah, and see, that's where I'm like, when people try to say that retro is a certain age of game, no. Retro is a style of game. And because a bad PS4 game can look like a good PS2 game. And you'd never notice the difference. And I just can't justify calling the PS2 retro, even though it's almost 20 years old at this point. But I think one of the interesting things that they're talking about with the next batch of consoles is using fast SSDs to not only be storage, but basically a terabyte of memory. And I think that's going to really, like, again, it's a technical change that most people aren't going to appreciate. But behind the scenes, that's huge. Whoops. I was looking at chat. Oh, yeah. I have Phantasy Star Universe 1, and yeah, it's pretty fantastic. I mean, even if you do something like play Chrono Cross on a PS2 with texture smoothing, it looks pretty good. Yeah, see, that's part of the problem, though, Sharp Cheddar, is, I mean, where's technology going to go from here? There needs to be something like very, very new to happen for things to feel like as much of a generational leap as we've had in the past. It's just not going to happen anytime soon. Yeah, I know what you mean on that. But part of the problem there is that because things are so much bigger and more complicated now, bugs are more likely to creep in. And I mean, I could say that there's been games so broken that they had to be reissued in the past, and at that point you have to rebuy the game to get the right version. Right, and that's the thing, is after 7 years, like if you only got... Oh shoot, not again. Stay away from me. If you only got a new... Really? If you only got a new video card for your computer once every 7 years, it would probably feel like a pretty solid leap when you did. Oh yeah, I loved Final Fantasy XII. A lot of people didn't, but I was coming off of Final Fantasy XI, and I just absolutely loved the single-player MMO feel of 12. Well, aside from the 16:9 aspect ratio. Do you have a small TV, Sprockman? Because you would notice if you had a big TV. Oh yeah, I remember you grumbling about the status effects. Ah, dang it. Oh, I can kill him. Oh, fantastic. Well, what would you call it? I mean, I could say it was bitching, but I thought I'd be nice. Was that a door to end the level that I just got killed in front of? So I've actually got a 65-inch TV sitting in front of me. So yeah, I noticed the difference. Especially on games I'm used to seeing on the PS2, like Wild Arms 3. Yeah, I know what you mean. I've got it in the corner of my living room, and if it wasn't in the corner, it would be taking up a good chunk of it. I'm running out of space for my game collection. Poor Sega Pico is in the closet, not on my shelf with the rest of it. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, going to bypass that one. I'll wait for you to come by. Yeah. It was also kind of interesting difference over Final Fantasy X, where the character models had a lower polygon count, but higher texture quality. And it was an interesting kind of trade-off that they did that I think worked really well. Yes, thank you, Sprockman. I miss Final Fantasy XI. If it wasn't still $12.95 a month, if they went free to play, I'd be on it tomorrow. I legitimately have, like... I miss places in that game. Wow. Sprockman, again, I almost never hear people speak well of Blitzball. I kind of liked it. In fact, I directly compared the gameplay to, oh, what was that? World Class Soccer, or World League Soccer on the NES? Captain Tsubasa in Japan. Gotcha. Haha. And I mean, come on. Oh, hey! I got a trophy, finally. Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. So it was a little pork bun in a block that I had to break open. Alright, I'm gonna pause for a quick moment here. At least I can do this to pause. So, what was that trophy that I got? Oh! After all that, I got the trophy for reaching the end of the stage without losing a life. I didn't really enjoy 6 all that much. But I've watched it played so much, I don't really feel the need to play it myself. I really liked... I did play through Final Fantasy V, and to be honest, Final Fantasy V and Mystic Quest are the only pre-Final Fantasy VII games, Final Fantasy games that I've completed. Please buy the things that you like. And then just as we're talking about that, I get a text from a friend of mine who's like, oh, good God, I hate Sphere Break, all the mathing. I liked Sphere Break in X2. That was pretty fun. Dirge of Cerberus is another one that gets just poo-pooed a lot. Sure. Let's take the bike. Vroom! 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 Oh, no more vroom. Yeah. I can see how that would be a problem for you. I didn't even really like most of the music as much in X2 as I did in 10. But there were some pieces that I liked better. Like I really enjoyed the the Beacon Desert music in Final Fantasy X too. That was pretty fun. Oh, this was so much easier on the bike. There we go. I gotta get so close to them. I miss having the ability to punch from a distance. Do I still have it? No. Okay. Not a problem. Like I said, it's all about... I mean... there was a quote from Star Trek that kind of came to mind that I didn't say but on Twitter at all, but it's possible to make no mistakes and still lose. That's not a failing, that's life. And a lot of people on Twitch and YouTube are doing everything right, but Discovery is just weird, and there's just a limited audience for people who aren't famous. Getting famous and getting your name out there is mostly down to luck. You can be doing everything right, and people won't know about you. So after that, it comes down to, are you enjoying yourself? I'm having fun, but if you're not enjoying yourself, just don't even bother. You've got other things that you can spend that energy on. Networking is kind of important too. And it's not all about schmoozing either. It's just, you know, it does come down a little bit to charisma. Because people can smell fake schmoozing a mile away. Uh-oh. No, 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 no. Aha, gotcha. Suck vertical registered, death. Whoa. Yeah. I agree on the Enterprise thing. I kind of liked Enterprise. And Voyager. Like, people love pointing out all the horrible episodes of Voyager, but not a lot of people talk about the awesome ones. Like, holy crap, Year of Hell was sweet. I mean, I wish it wasn't kind of hand-waved away, but man, that was pretty epic. Yeah, and Sharp Cheddar, I've not been above an average of 3 viewers per stream since I hit affiliate. And that was just because I got like a lucky 40-person raid just at the right time. So... Oh, that one was pretty good. I did like Tuvix too, but a lot of people didn't. Mostly because of how it ends. Come on, give me the bite. Give me the bite. You been waiting here long? Yeah, long enough. Give me the cash! Alright. Let's see if we can... Nope. Ah, dang it. It also amused me on the episode with the Suicidal Q about the, you know, shout out to the official Hallmark Voyager ornament. We appeared to be tethered to some sort of conifer. The Orville was fantastic. My mom's gotten into the Orville. No worries, Sharp Cheddar. I'm fine with you venting your spleen. It's something we all deal with. And, you know, like what I was trying to say on Twitch, Twitter, Twitter is, if I watched every streamer I follow for 4 hours, I might be able to get through the entire lot in a month. And that's aside from the time I spend streaming myself. I think that's the biggest problem, is there are... Oh, shoot. I forgot about that. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians, if you'll pardon the expression. I mean, too many people streaming and not enough people actually watching the streams. Gotcha. Oh, Firefly was fantastic. I loved it. Actually, let's see here. I think I've got... Is that it? No. Where is it? I know I've got... Hold on for a sec. Ah, there we go.
I'll be in my bunk.
Yeah, I mean, there just isn't enough Firefly. Would have been interesting to see what it where it would have gone if it had more episodes. Well, and the interesting thing about what happens with the Orville is that it kind of shone a light on a lot of that stuff. Seth MacFarlane was pretty straightforward about what was going on with their shift to Hulu. And basically, sci-fi on network TV has always just been a losing proposition. Even back in the heyday of TNG and Babylon 5 and DS9 and all of that. They were... Fox actually arranged their advertising to only be at the beginning and end of episodes of The Orville, so they get like 4 extra minutes of runtime. But even then, that was just not enough, and so they're getting a lot more creative freedom. Oh, no, 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 no. Ah, shoot. What's this mystery box? Well, we'll find out. So they'll get a lot more creative freedom. They won't be limited to the 45-minute format. I mean, it's probably partially why you don't see Star Trek Discovery on CBS Network TV. Because they feel like it wouldn't be watched enough to warrant the airtime. Which sucks. I'd like to watch that in Picard, but I don't want to pay for CBS All Access. Ooh, nice. I kind of liked some of the moral ambiguities in FF12, too. Also, Evil Sid! But, like, the bad guys have interesting reasons for doing what they do. I guess I shouldn't, spoil too much. I feel a little bit better about it after hearing Lore Reloaded say that the first episode of Picard redeems what he's been redeems his complaints about the Discovery writers. He's hoping it wasn't just lightning in a bottle, and that if they can keep going the way the premiere was, then it should be fine. So I'm a little bit more optimistic after hearing that. That's cool. Well, and you're talking to someone who appreciates multidimensionality. I mean, Tesseract. Okay, So I made it through to where I'd be kicked off my bike no matter what. Oh, here we go. Okay, you know what? Screw this. Save state. I'm not doing hardcore achievements. Because this is bullshit. But he's called Stonehead, so I'm going to assume that he's always going to do stone. Nope. Yeah, also, like, I don't know if you've played Breath of Fire 4, but you actually go alongside the main villain and play him for a good chunk of the game. And it's just like, you kind of understand why he wants to let it all go up in flames. And you kind of want him to do it. It's a draw. You sure lucked out. All right. Fine. You dick. I'm also a big fan of batshit villains. Ones that are just so... Like, how familiar are you with Babylon 5, Sprockman? Yay, I did it! Nom. Okay, you know what? I haven't been abusing save states enough. I really should. I mean, how many lives do I have? Oh, I've got 2 lives. Nice. Yay! I have 3 lives. No, I am talking about one of their puppets, Emperor Cartagia. He is one of my favorite villains, period, because he is so batshit insane. The Shadows and the Vorlons were almost like... I can't really call the Vorlons heroes or the Shadows villains. Because it was like... They wanted the same thing, but by different methods, and neither one had entirely noble or ignoble methods. So it was kind of... again, they had some good morally ambiguous stuff, and I'm glad they went that route a little bit more in DS9, too. Okay. Oh. Oh, come on. Ah, this is going to be annoying. Can I kick jump off? Am I stuck? Am I just... Oh, okay, I can punch the blue blocks. Okay. I feel a little bit better about things. Yeah, I agree there. I mean, it was a good demonstration of of how far xenophobia can go, but they were kind of, if you'll excuse the expression, they were a little bit flat. Although I do kind of wish we got to know a little bit more about the Vorta, aside from just being puppets of the Dominion. Especially after the bit with Wayun 6's defection. Ah, come on. I also love that bit from the episode where they're working together with the Jem'Hadar to prevent the Iconian Gate from being completed. And just the, you know, matter-of-fact way the Jem'Hadar goes, I am 8. I could just always see him going, I am this many. Stargate villains were fun, especially like, I actually kind of liked the Wraith. No! Dang it. Like, the guy who played Tucker in Enterprise did a fantastic job as that one dude. These freaking lava pits. Stop it! Michael, yes. Yeah, the Ori were a little, flat as well. I wasn't that keen on the, Lucian Alliance as a main villain. They seemed a little too typical until, Stargate Universe. Yeah. Dang it. Well, all I can say is I'm glad these levels aren't timed. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I kind of like how... Whoa, that was interesting. I kind of like how, okay, they're reprehensible human beings, both of them. And you just don't see people writing reprehensible human beings as your main leads. I appreciate that much of it. And they did something very different, and I appreciate that, but yeah. What sucks is that they were both starting to be less reprehensible human beings toward the end. Oh, here we go. Welcome, Alex. You are a prince from the country of Radaxian, who was kidnapped by evil men when you were but a small boy. Your native land is now being grossly misgoverned by the tyrant Janken the Great. Your mission is to save the populace from him. 3 levels in, and we finally get a story. Oh, 4 levels in. Oh, interesting. Okay. Whoops. Okay. I guess so. I guess I can't hit things from the bottom. Good to know. Their feud gets worse for a time in Season 2. But then, like I said, they start to be a little less reprehensible. Yeah. Ooh, wow, that was close. Do. Well, what do we have here? Another shop? Welcome, please buy the things that you like. Well, I like this thing. You're short of money, aren't you? Yeah, I am. What is this? Yeah. Also, as long as that's not, like, everything you're doing. Oh, invincibility? Dang it. Okay. Good to know. They were just trying really hard to drive home the point that they were the wrong people in the wrong place at the wrong time. And I appreciate that they didn't just, you know, suddenly resolve their differences at the end of the first episode. But it was kind of difficult to watch. Whoops. Whoops. I didn't save state after that last. Whoops. Oh well. At least this is a relatively short level. Doop, 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 doop. Oh god, yes. And it's kind of funny that we keep coming back to Star Trek extras as some of the best, or Star Trek actors, regular actors, as some of the best extras in Stargate. Woolsey ended up being pretty good, though. Like, that was kind of fun. To watch him grow. Also, I love the fact that when Jewel State joined the cast of Atlantis, her character was born in Wisconsin. It's like, yep, she looks like it. Ooh, that was close. Oh, I don't like the look of that. That'll do. Oh, no, it won't. How am I gonna get past that? Over! There we go. Whoa, what? Screw that. Oh, I can't go in the door? Oh. Punch the bowl? See, now this is more like a boss fight. Yeah, right? I need to remember to save state after this. Whoops. Yeah, I can't... I mean, as much as I enjoyed Next Generation, I'd have to rank Picard as, like, the least ballsy of the newer captains. Hold on. Let's see what this... Oh, wait. Yeah, let's do that. For the boss fight. Alright, what does this do? What in the world? Yeah. Yeah, no, I totally agree with you there. And I'd put Cisco in number 2, Archer number 3, and then Picard. And Picard is no slouch! Don't get me wrong! But... some of Janeway's monologues were downright scary! You know what? I don't want to use anything from here. I'm just gonna leave and save my money. And I'm not just talking about getting between her and her coffee. Although there is that wonderful bit from Deep Space Nine of Cisco punching that Klingon bragging about killing one of his friends and walks over, slugs him. Brag all you want, but don't get between me and the blood wine! Yeah, plus, Janeway was doing that all, like, without the Federation to back her up. It was just pure bravado that was needed in some of those cases. Oh, okay. Whoops, forgot about that. Oh, wait, that's right. Invincibility. Let's use that. And go punch the crap out of the bowl. Gotcha! Haha! Prince Alex of Radaxian, you are looking very well indeed. We hear that your elder brother is imprisoned in the Radaxian castle, and you are the only person who can come to his rescue. Let me eat lunch first. Save state. 7. Oh. Oh, what did Automod do? Oh, here we go. Okay, so I think it's programmed to... I'm just going to deny it because you were just testing. I think it's programmed to kind of sniff out leet speak to a certain extent. Or people trying to skirt automod. And it's probably triggering on unfair. Which, I mean, it's kind of a low-key thing to trigger on, but... Ooh, a ring! In the darkness, bind those mofos. Well, it didn't trigger on the actual word unfair. Ooh, what's that? I am not going to try to get down there to find out. Oh man, that little bat is giving me some time tunnel flashbacks. I mean, there's bats and scorpions in the cave. This is totally the California Gold Rush stage. Oh, crap. No, 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 no! Mm. Another possibility is that it's designed to sniff out when someone appears to be trying to circumvent something that might be blocked. So, like, even if unfair might not be blocked, it looks like you're trying to get around something. I mean, it's kind of weak reasoning. I really don't know what specifically it is, but that kind of makes sense to me. Apparently they don't mind about leet. Okay, there's the ring. So let's use the ring and then ignore any further question mark blocks. Do. No, no, no! Yeah! Beep, 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 beep. No! Stay away from me, you angry potato. Which is very close to, the name a friend of mine used on YouTube for a while. No! Oh, okay, cool. Blazing Fists? Alright. Oh, I love Andromeda! I even liked Season 5, and barely anybody likes Season 5. Remember, slipstream isn't the best way of traveling faster than light, it's the only way. I also love the little, shoot. I also love the little, like, literature clips in the intros. Those were always cool. Okay, so Season 5... They weren't planning on Season 5. they were kind of surprised by a sudden possible ending, so they tried to wrap up all the storylines at the end of Season 4, and that ended up kind of being a little sloppy. And then they're like, oh no, actually, you got renewed for Season 5. And they're like, okay, crap, how do we do this now? So Season 5 feels completely different from the rest of the series, and then they kind of try to tie it all up in the final episode. But it was still kind of an interesting story arc. Ah, dang it. But I mean, they got away with saying cunning linguist on network TV, and that's appreciated. I also kind of liked in later seasons, they did this interesting, like, they do these cinematic flares where they do like split screens and stuff like that. I kind of thought that was interesting. It was also interesting because that show had about equal parts cheesecake and beefcake. I mean, come on. That's one of the main reasons Tyr was there. There were plenty of lingering shots on Tyr's, like, sweaty pecs. And Becca didn't hide her thirst when it was there. Quite possibly. But even then, it wasn't anywhere near as much as they did on Andromeda. No! Man, this level's just kind of tearing me up. Tyr was always so much fun to watch him. It was always so much fun to watch Tyr fight. One of my favorite lines from that show, though, was when they were storming the ship that was, like, that had kind of gone insane. And, she was playing the, Flying Dutchman over the intercom while, they were trying to retake the bridge. And they get to the bridge and they're like, Tyr! He goes, they're playing Wagner. It's the most fun I've had in months. I've always had a thing for, like, warrior monk types. And the Nietzscheans kind of fit that pretty well. Though I'm not a fan of their arrogance. It's also fun because it's one of the few sci-fi shows where Earth is not the center of it. And, in fact, Earth is kind of a shithole. And they also kind of give a good reason for why there are humans pretty much everywhere. It's because, well, we're the easiest we're the most adaptable species that's ever been introduced to spaceflight. So we kind of ended up everywhere. Yeah, and it ends up, like, most of the time getting passed off as clever tactics. But no. Yeah, I knew that wasn't going to go well. But on the ones that ended up being, largely noble, like Rade for the most part, new Rade, I guess. They had kind of an interesting... It seems like they had an interesting philosophy that got bent. And that bent philosophy ended up surviving. I'm not a fan of the eugenics, but it was kind of, it was also kind of interesting that eugenics didn't exclusively mean white and pretty. It was also black and pretty. Season 5, he takes a little bit of a dive, but that was, like, because of psychological trauma, so it's understandable. Are you talking about, hold on for a sec, I need to look this up. Okay, so you have Gaheris Rade, who was who was Dylan Hunt's first officer when he got trapped. Right. I'm talking about Telemachus Rade, who they run into a bit later, who's a descendant of Gaheris. It's the same actor, but they wave it off as basically, genetics repeating on itself over the past 300 years. Could be. It is on Amazon Prime. Oh, phew. So if you ever feel like, getting back into it, it's at least easy to get to access. Oh, yeah. And you know what? In any other circumstance, I would hate that they did that. You know what? I'm going to save state here because this is kind of a rough bit. But I found out that apparently the makeup for that was nearly killing the actor. So, yeah, he had to be written off. Oh, nope, that's too close. No, dang it. The Magog were a wonderfully terrifying enemy. Though I kind of didn't like how they ended up developing them to not just be a force of nature like they were at the beginning. Because kind of like with the Borg in Star Trek, when it feels like they're just an inevitability and not something you can really reason with or anything like that, it's a lot more scary than, you know, like with the Borg, there's a queen and you can possibly rescue them from their you know, encapsulation within the collective. Just didn't started to be less scary. And then even more so on Voyager when they were like enemy of the week. Okay, what's this one? Oh, can't even punch that one. Weird. Oh, I see. Are you talking about cuddling Magog? No, 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 no. Yeah, I mean, I liked the Borg episodes themselves, and I kind of liked the whole Species 8472 thing, where it was something even the Borg couldn't handle. But when they were routinely kicking their ass from week to week, it just felt a little cheap. Walking murder pillows. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like I said, I love them as a concept. But mostly because of how terrifying they are. Yeah, there we go. Okay, good. Alright, I'm gonna save after that. I'm not shy about using save states in something like this. Alright, I don't want to grab that question mark block. There we go. Nope, nope, nope. Go away, woot potato. It was kind of an interesting development, but yeah. It was a fun excuse to bring back Boothby, though. No, no. Ah! Screw you, Death! Best 3 out of 5? Damn right! I think they just wanted to, you know, try to demystify 472, just like they did with the Borg. Oh, come on. Oh, almost got rid of them. Like, they don't seem to like leaving something out there that could potentially overwhelm the Federation. Despite the fact that that's interesting TV. I mean, with the Borg at first, if the Borg hadn't been more than just that one cube, it still would have been perfectly terrifying and perfectly suitable for a potentially... I mean, even with one cube, they could have potentially overrun the Federation. But being more than that, it kind of ended up being something that they needed to exterminate. Yeah. I mean, it's not like they couldn't. It was a Gene Roddenberry thing anyway. I've been this close the whole time. Oh, screw this. Definitely got a save state. I'm Scissors Head, the second henchman of the king. I'll let you pass here if you win 3 Janken matches. You must choose either the paper, scissors, or stone before the music stops. Ah. Dang it. Hey there, Chris. Welcome, welcome. Yes, I know, I know. Gotcha. They are, and I hope we get a little bit more. Whoops, I totally forgot to actually change that. Hold on. I hope we get more about them, you know, post-collaboration, you know? They started out as just religious fanatics, and I was kind of about that. But now that they're being shown with a little bit more there we go. Now that they're being shown with a little bit more depth, that's kind of cool. Like, I hope they never lose the religious fanatic part of it and somehow just become, you know, tolerable to coexist with. Yes. Well, we try harder. I don't know what any of these things do. Hold on, I'm gonna look this up really quick. Okay, items. There we go. So the A summons 8 little friends which walk straight forward, hitting enemies in their path. Okay. I know what the motorbike is. The cane makes you able to float in any direction for a few seconds. Interesting. Okay. I can't really say that any of them are really appealing to me right now, but I'll see how things go in this level. I've heard from a lot of people that didn't like the first season of Discovery that they liked the second season better. It's still not great, but it's better than the first season. And what's kind of funny about that is, I mean, first season of TNG was awful. And so was the second season, for that matter. They didn't really start getting good until the third season. So, we'll see how things go. Which, on TNG? Yeah, that's exactly it. Wesley actually, like, after he leaves the main cast, he's got a couple of interesting episodes afterward. But yeah, he was a bit of a Mary Sue. Come on. Let me... Is this gonna happen? Nope. But if you had a problem with TNG and never made it to season 3, just skip the first 2 seasons. Actually, I think I might want to grab the motorbike after all here. Yeah, I can see that. Troy gets better, sadly, in like season 5, I think it is, when she gets forced to put on a uniform and she actually finally starts taking being in Starfleet a little bit more seriously. She goes through the command officer's test, and yeah. I was so happy when they made her start wearing a regular uniform. But yeah, season 3 definitely is where it started getting better. Yeah. Season 7 was a little weak, but not unbearably so. Oh, come on. Yeah, they got a little bit better at that with DS9. They lost a little bit of that in Voyager, but they kind of had to because of you know, there's really no shore leave, no replacements or anything like that. I totally understand how they had to be a bit more familial. Oh, Sub Rosa. Dear God. Oh, come on. I mean, I will say there were some good episodes, or good lines in that episode where, with like, you know, Bev talking about how she's having these really erotic dreams, and Troy's like, I'd read 2 chapters. I love it when they just get, like, have adult woman relationships. I mean, it just... I think right around season 5 or so, when DS9 started, is when even Star Trek The Next Generation kind of started to get a little bit more human again. Oh, this is Sega Master System. This was before the Pico Drive. You know what? Let's do this. I haven't hauled the Pico Drive out since September. Chris, if you want a Pico Drive, go out and get in your car. I'm sorry, that was kind of a bad joke, but hey, had to do it. It does? Oh, Pico is the name of the emulator. Yeah, Pico Drive is the name of the emulator. Whee! Screw you, gravity! No! Oh, I spat in God's face, and he blinked. But I think I'm gonna keep doing that. That was kind of helpful. Okay, there we go. Do 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 do. Ooh. Okay, there we go. No. Get in the shop! Dang it! Crazy little monkey boy! Another thing I kind of liked about how the Orville worked is, is actually, oddly enough, part of what turned my mom off to the Orville at first. She didn't like how goofy it was at first. But then later on, she gave it another try and caught a later episode, and she's like, "Oh, this is really good." I'm like, "Yeah, well, I mean, when they were starting out, they were all misfits." And then they started realizing, wait a second, I'm actually competent at my job, and I'm given the chance to be competent. And that's when they kind of started gelling a little bit better. Yeah. There we go. Alright, get up here. Down here. I'm gonna save state here this time. No problem. Thanks for dropping in, Chris. I appreciate it. Alright, let's use that magic staff. And jump! Okay, and I think it dropped off right about here. There we go. Alright. I'm gonna save state again because I don't trust myself here. There we go. Wait for that bat. This is kind of why I don't tend to do, like, speedruns, because I'm not very good at, like, having to redo everything all over again. Constantly. I'm also just not that good at any particular game. I'm not a bad gamer, I'm just not the kind that can excel like a speedrunner can. So... I love watching them, though. I love watching Drex, and... I've watched Nico Tengoku do a couple of speedruns. Fascinates me. I just could never do it. Which is okay, there's 7.5 billion people in this world. I don't need to do everything. Ah, okay. So I should probably save stage right before that there. Nice. I mean, I'm like, I would say one of the games that I'm above, like solidly above average at is Ace Combat, or one of the series I'm above average at is Ace Combat. And even then, Forte would routinely get the upper hand on me on that. But it's one of the few games that I could safely play on the hardest difficulty level and complete it. Gotcha. Oh, wrong way. Out of cheer wine, now it's to regular water here. I enjoyed the cheer wine, though. That was pretty tasty. Whoops. Save state. There we go. Okay. Yay, I at least hit something. Ah. Okay, I do have to say that the gameplay mechanic of you're flying over water, and then if you get hit when you're flying over water, you fall in the water and have to keep progressing, that's actually kind of cool. It's not an insta-death or anything like that. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Get it. Yay! Bingo River. Yeah, and this was doing it, what, 20 years ago? More than that? Okay, so what was Object B there? Creates a barrier that protects you from one hit of an enemy. Ooh. I will take that. And actually, I'm going to get some of that invincibility powder, too. There we go. So, let's go ahead and use barrier. Let's go. I cannot attack while this barrier is up. And it doesn't help me if I fall into the pit. Right? Like friggin' Assassin's Creed. That was hilarious. You have this big bad assassin who's doing parkour all over the place and he can't frickin' swim. No! Dang it! See, I overcompensate on stuff like that. I need to have more time to think on games. And, you know, that's another reason why I'm kind of incompatible with speedrunning. It's also why I rarely tend to get past level, like, 9 or 10 on Tetris. Just starts going way too fast for me to deal with. Alright, let's get up there and break us a hole. There we go. Now I'm gonna let you go through just in case I don't make it through that. See? Ah. There. Now I don't have to worry about him at all. There we go. No! Dick move, game. Dick move. So, this isn't protecting me from one hit, it's protecting me from all hits for a limited time. So, useful experiment. And go. Okay, and there we go. And no. Dooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-dooby-doo. Oh, man. I have a new video clip that I want to put up as a command, but I forgot to do that today. I don't really want to do that during the stream. Alright, I'm going to try to see if I can finish this level. And once I finish the level, or give it a couple more college tries, I need to switch over to Antstream for the rest of the night. Because I've got a challenge battle with Forte to answer. I didn't get to watch him on his stream last week, so like I didn't see him handle my challenge until I was grabbing his clip for today's challenge battle upload to YouTube. And I did grab his part, or the challenge he issued, but I don't remember what it was now. Oh, that's right, it's for Saint Dragon. Yeah, I think he was feeling a little salty, and... Oh, come on! Wanted to send me a shooter to feel better about himself. What stinks is he had actually finished that challenge a couple of times. He just didn't do it in the one time it counted. Okay, there we go. Alright, good. And through, thank you. Oh no. Doobie 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 doo. Okay, well that was stupid. Haha. There we go. Okay. Right in the gap. You ever feel like the rocks are placed in a specific order to screw with you? Whoa, how did that not kill me? Oh, I hit the jump button. I don't have the overlay, so you can't, you know, I have nothing to back me up, but... There we go, got over that one. Ah! Come on. Dang it. You know, I kind of wish that the RetroAchievements overlay on the PSTV version had those pop-up badges that this does when you get an achievement. It's just yellow text, which is kind of, you know, it works, but it's not very visually attractive. But I feel like RetroArch handles better on the PSTV than it does on the Steam Link here. But at least I've got something to use the Steam Link for. It had just been sitting around until DOSNerd told me that he had set up a Steam Link to play RetroArch, and I'm like, okay, now I gotta try that. It was surprisingly easy. Dang it. Oh, come on. Well, I think I'm going to have to call it there for the night. Tomorrow night I'm going to play a different game. I wanted to just kind of do one game for one night, a different game the next night. Just see how many achievements I could get to fill out the night. But I need to play a little bit of Ant Stream to close out the night, so we're going to switch over to that.